About 30 years ago, I started building something I didn't quite have a name for just yet. Not a brand, not a platform, not a content strategy. Just a body of work and a stubbornness about how to do it on my own terms. And over the course of those 30 years, I've been a lot of things. I've been signed, I've been dropped, I've been on TV, I've been sent home. I've played arenas, coffee houses. I've recorded songs that were pretty well celebrated and made records that only a handful of people ever heard. As well, I've toured the world in service of someone else's dreams while quietly keeping my own alive. And somewhere in the middle of all that, through the humility, the pivots, the breakthroughs, the heartbreak, a philosophy began to take shape. And I've only recently given it a name: Be What You Do. Part 1, where it came from. For most of my career, I operated under a version of the classic artist dilemma: who you are versus what you do. Between the person and the performer. Between Tony Luca the human being and Tony Luca the brand. And for a long time, I wasn't sure those two things were supposed to be the same. I remember reading an interview with one of my favorite musicians, bassist Charlie Hunter, who said something to the effect of, being a musician isn't like wearing some magic suit that you just get to unzip and go hang up on a hook somewhere and come back to it when you feel like it. It's more of a 24/7 kind of thing. Ironically, this idea gave me way more relief than it ever gave me pause. It allowed me to realize I wasn't crazy. Crazy for spending so much of my time and effort on my craft. Crazy for bearing so much of my heart and soul in my songs. That I wasn't crazy for putting every last dollar I ever made right back into my career. As an independent artist, you are, in essence, an entrepreneur. And any entrepreneur will tell you that working for yourself can be an all-consuming enterprise. It can feel thankless. It can make you feel insane at times. But it can also deliver something that most endeavors can't: fulfillment beyond measure. A lifetime of it, if you play your cards right. Be What You Do is not about collapsing who you are into what you make. It's about allowing what you make to be fully inhabited by who you actually are. And there's a difference. Just takes a little while to see it. Part 2, what it actually means. 4 words. Sounds simple. It isn't. Most people hear the term be what you do and they think it means define yourself by your work title. And that ain't it either. I know the Buddha would probably have a thing or two to say about that. See, I've always appreciated the phrase show, don't tell. You don't get extra points up on the leaderboard with every hyphen you add to your accolades. A real artist is someone who's more consumed with doing the work than going around telling you who they are or what they do. Instead, they often just let the work speak for itself. And with that kind of ownership, it's not hard to see how the work becomes a clear window into the person behind that work. When you can honestly allow you, the person, to embrace you, the artist, you become like a Venn diagram of 2 perfectly overlapping circles. And I get it. It's not for everyone. It takes a wealth of courage and commitment and motivation. It can be grueling, but it can also be a magic carpet ride too. It's not about what you call yourself. It's about how completely you show up to the thing you do. The work knows the difference. So does the audience. Part 3, why it matters now. We're living in a moment where it's never been easier to fake it, to use tools and templates and trends to manufacture the appearance of a career without actually doing the hard work of building one. And I think that's exactly why the opposite, full presence, full craft, full authenticity, has never been more valuable. Having been around a little while, I can easily recall the advent of social media. And being an early adopter of MySpace, Twitter, and Facebook, I took great pride in building a meaningful following. Like 1 follower at a time, 1 friend at a time, 1 email at a time. But once people started finding ways to rig the system by actually purchasing their followers, I can hardly say it with a straight face. It sounds so absurd. Once you could buy your fans, the writing was pretty much on the wall. But once again, talent and authenticity were sidestepped by those merely hell-bent on becoming famous. And now with AI, a similar crop of hucksters is out there stealing all the oxygen from the room again. And the funny thing is, as impressive as it's been, it's also extremely obvious. And I'm sure that'll all change in time, but it seems people have already developed a pretty strong distaste for all things AI. The way I see it, there's never been a better time to embrace your authenticity, knowing and believing with every fiber in your being completely what it is you were brought here to do. This channel exists because I believe the artists who are going to matter most in the next 30 years are the ones who figure out how to be completely themselves in a world that's offering them every reason not to. So that's what it is. Be what you do. It's not a brand strategy. It's not a course or a framework or a productivity system. It's an invitation to show up to your work the way it deserves to be shown up to stop performing a version of your career and start inhabiting the real one. Maybe you're just starting out. Maybe you've been at this a while. Maybe you're at a crossroads or just looking for a solid pivot. Regardless, you're never going to be able to tackle things like fear and doubt or the dreaded imposter syndrome without eventually fully embracing yourself, both the you that is you, as well as the you that is what you do. If that sounds like you, you're exactly who I built this for. 30 years of showing up. 30 years of writing the songs, making the records, building the community, taking the risks, learning the hard lessons, and doing it again and again and again. That's the whole thing. Be what you do. Not someday. Not once you've made it. Certainly not once someone tells you you're allowed to. Now, what's your 24/7? And what would it be if there was nothing in the way? Go ahead and let us know in the comments. And if this is something you needed to hear, go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.